Welcome to Read Them to Reap. This reading is going to be for June 7th to June 13th. These readings are timeless, so when it finds you, it was meant for you to see it regardless of the dates given. However, I am just going to give you a general idea of what energies are here and what's going on for the week. So I already laid them out. I don't know what they are yet. We will find out together as I reveal them. But this is what or how we're going into the week. What energies you are bringing in. We got the Four of Swords. Passion and pleasure, savor your life. Adjudication and message of concern. Okay, so we got 14, which is 5, and 30, which is 3. We've got some concerns here, collective. Let me do this. These, when they come out in twos, I use them because if they come out in twos, it means they want to be here. So, with the Four of Swords, we have, if it's stability, foundation, and security. So this specifically, I feel like there needs to be some rest. Like strategically withdraw from something. Do planning before you re-engage. Maybe take some quiet meditation. That's kind of what I'm getting with that Four of Swords. But then passion and pleasure, savor your life. So there's a lot going on. I feel like there's some sort of legal situation and you received a message that has you concerned. There's something you're concerned about with legal situations. But this is something that you did everything you could do. Maybe you presented all the paperwork you needed to present. You told the truth. You stood in your power. I feel like with all these blues, you spoke your truth. And now you have no control over what happens now as far as the outcome. So it's just saying just to go inwards, to stay calm. And also, if you increase your vibration, raising the vibration, and you do that by savoring life, by having pleasure, by being at peace. That's how you raise those vibrations, and that's going to help with the outcome of this situation. But I feel like you did everything you could do, and there's really nothing to be too concerned about at this point because you spoke your truth and you presented everything in a way that was necessary for your benefit. Okay, so what this week brings then, we have the King of Discs and the King of Swords. Wow, that's some powerful energy. Ooh. Okay, and then we have surrendering to the journey, release control. You have no control. Okay, so let's go with like the kings in general stand for natural leaders, like entrepreneurs. They're disciplined. This is the King of Swords is like if you're getting in your head over your heart. But then with that blue, that throat chakra, again, I feel like whatever needed to be said was said. Okay, so you have natural leaders and so much wealth and prosperity, right? This is abundance. It's a King of Disc, which is Pentacles. So much abundance. And look, see how they're sitting? And his sword's not up, it's down. So it's just like a waiting stance. It's like you did everything you could do. You have no control. Now you just release and relax. Okay? And house. Now house is like your castle, right? That's your domain. That's where you go for sanctuary, for peace, for solitude, for solidarity. And I feel like you have that. That's what's being brought in. Immense abundance, peace and joy in the house. Just release control. Be in your home space, which is your heart space. Okay, so what you don't see. Three of Swords. Ooh, someone's got something to release. Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. I'm wondering if there wasn't a divorce or some kind of child custody thing here. And someone's heartbroken over it. And it's not being fully seen, like you're not fully admitting it. Pathway, unexpected income. I'm just gonna call it like I feel it with my intuition and the knowings that I get. I think that there was a divorce, maybe a child custody. I think it had something to do with the home or the splitting up of the home, which may seem like a bad thing, but the good always comes, right? So when things feel bad, goodness can always come from it if you're looking at it that way. But there's some hurt here that needs to be released. Someone's hanging on to that, denying it, shoving it down. That needs to be released. And I know it's hard. It's telling you here, like, just step into the power. You're stronger than you know. Like, you can process through that. And then you see the transformation of the butterflies. There's a transformation, okay? And 35 is 7. And 27 is 9. There's going to be a good abundance that you're just not seeing it. Maybe you feel like you lost the home. In the divorce, you lost the family, you lost like the child, you lost the cohesiveness, you're heartbroken over it, but that needs to be felt through. But you were the king of the castle or the queen of the castle. I mean, we're both masculine and feminine. There needs to be that equal balance. But it's like going inward into the house within, into your home within. I know it feels like there was a loss here, but I promise that there is something really, really abundant coming from this. Not just in your heart, not like a love abundance, material, financial abundance, income abundance. There's going to be a shift here, a life abundance, something really good is coming. Okay, so let's see the action step. Queen of Discs. So again, that would be the Pentacles. Pentacles are earthly matters. So this is the root chakra, having to do with safety and security. And if this felt like a loss, of course, you're going to want to feel like you need safety and security. But this is ground. Ground yourself in the moment. Ground yourself in nature. Okay, so queens also are like balance and courage. She's independent, she sets boundaries, she's nurturing. So the action would be to nurture yourself through whatever this was. Admit it so you can transform through it and allow more income and unexpected wealth to come in. Okay, so then we have protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels, and you don't, that's your action step here is just to accept that. That's your action step. And super easy. Okay, and then despair. Okay, so 32, that's a 5. 5 is change. Yeah, that needs to be changed. Get out of the despair. Right? That's your action step. Release that. Release the despair. Know that you are cherished. And again, like, there needs to be a balancing here. Be courageous. Nurture yourself. Okay, and what's the outcome? We have 2 of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, that's new beginnings. There may be like cutting ties. There's going to be a cutting of ties, and that could be not necessarily with the person, but with the despair, with the uncertainties, with the heartbreak, cutting ties, you know. And then the 2 of Discs, which is 2 of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles being earthly matters and material, and 2 being like travel, discovery, making decisions. It could be partnerships. So, and partnerships are not just You know, once this is released and you step into a partnership could be friendships, buddies, it could be intimate relationships. There's just varying degrees of what your partnership could be. A partnership with yourself even. Okay, staying focused, hold the course. So you had a plan, you had a backup plan. Everybody has a backup plan, even if the plan is just to flow with it. That's a plan too. Not having a plan is a plan. So stay focused. Okay, then we have courtship and great fortune. So someone has some, and again, with the partnership, this is what, like, I don't like to do love readings because there are so many people in the world that this could be specific for one person. So, but when I say like courtship, I think that there's potential and possibility for something to come in for someone this week that has to do with relationships. Again, when it says courtship, we want it to be a love reading. Of course we do, because not everyone wants that, but a lot of people do, and that's acceptable. That's acceptable to want that companionship. And you're going to have that. You will have that again. It's just a matter of you're not seeing that. Maybe you're a little bit more heartbroken over the situation than you thought. Maybe there's children involved that you are concerned that they got hurt and you're heartbroken over that. I mean, as parents, aren't our children first and foremost? Aren't they our biggest concern? So right here, shifting from looking at the loss and looking at the possibilities. But letting go of that despair, knowing that you're cherished and taken care of, sitting on your throne, knowing that you did everything you could here. You really did. There's a lot of blue. You spoke your truth. You stood in your power. Now it's just a matter of releasing control, releasing the despair, releasing the pain. Know who walks with you. Know who walks with you. And know that you have friendships and love right here waiting for you. Great fortune. This is an 8, the 2 and a 6 if you're into numerology. You have goodness. So much goodness and love. And you have that within yourself. So even though this is coming in as a relationship, a partnership, maybe even a love or a courtship or a buddy or whatever, know that you still have that within you. You have that within you as well. And to the level of how you love yourself is the level of the person that you're bringing in. That's important to know. To the level that you love and accept yourself is the level of the person's energy that you're bringing in. So do that healing work. Release that despair. I don't think we need any clarifiers because so many cards came out. Usually I do one for each spot, and you can see like 2 came out here, 2 came out here, 2 came out. There was like, they just wanted to get everything out on the table, and here it is. So my darling collective, this is your reading. Have a wonderful week.